So people are pissed off at Dr. K.
So the number one thing that correlates with male suicide is not depression. And this is super scary. There's one study I saw recently that suggests that 50% of men who kill themselves have no history or evidence of mental illness.
Nope.
And this, I believe the statistic in my clinical practice because I know what depression looks like. I know what bipolar disorder looks like. And half the men that I've worked with, at least, are not actually mentally ill. See, mental illness means a pathology of the mind, which means that the mind is malfunctioning. Most of the suicidal men that I work with, their mind isn't malfunctioning. They genuinely have a life that is no longer worth living. They're looking at things and objectively realizing that there's no way out of this situation. So they turn to suicide. Yep. So I know it's kind of like a very controversial statement, but I think that's what my clinical practice has shown, and there's some research to even back that up. So the number one thing...
So people are mad about this. People are pissed off. And it's like, obviously, he's not saying that they should kill themselves. He's talking about it from their perspective, right? It's like, I haven't seen the context, but like, tell me, am I wrong? That's clearly why. It's like, from their perspective, they think that their life isn't going to get any better. So like, they logically come to this conclusion rather than come to this conclusion through a manifestation of some sort of actual pathology of the mind, like he says. But people don't understand that, and they're getting pissed off at him, right? This is crazy. Why live your life is stupid. Well, why not take a huge risk? What do you have to lose? Well, that's again what you have to teach people, right? And that's clearly what the point is. Life's not worth living is bullshit intended to pander to social media audience. No, like, bro, I feel like that sometimes, right? Like, I remember whenever I was younger, like, I thought to myself, I was like, damn, like, whenever I get older, my life is just gonna suck dick more and more every year. Like, why am I alive, right? Because, like, if you are, like, I don't know, like, especially under 21, things are going up, right? But, like, whenever you get to, like, I don't know, a bit after that, you're going to feel like, oh, now things are going down. You know, now you're going to have more health problems. Now you're going bald. Your parents are aging. You have to get a job. Like, what's the next good thing that's going to happen to you? And it's like, if you can't find that, you don't know where that is in your life, of course you're going to fucking think that. Doesn't mean that you're mentally ill. It means that you're not. You can see what's going on in your own fucking life. Doesn't mean you should kill yourself. It's not the solution, but that's the way people feel. You have to understand that, like, if you want a tweet to do really well on Twitter, you have to make the tweet stupid. Because if the tweet tries to communicate an idea, it won't work. Because people on Twitter are stupid. The best argument is not an argument. You have to make people think something by some form of other emotional persuasion. And I think that, like, really what this shows is, like, in my opinion, like, this is in a way like actual empathy, where you can legitimately see the way another person feels. Like, you actually try to put yourselves in that person's shoes and think about how that person actually feels in the situation, rather than just going and being like, well, this is what I would do, and this is my viewpoint, and so you should do it the way that I think that it should happen. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, that's not you, bro. Like, what is this? Yeah, you're so correct here. Yeah, and like, I think that this post here, it goes to show that how little people actually have empathy. They don't really have any empathy. They just want to hear their viewpoint repeated. And they view people that, repeat their viewpoint as empathetic, and people who don't as not. So much of the, like, dialogue and so much of the, like, self-help and shit like this on the internet is actually, this is my opinion, is only there to make people feel good about bad decisions that they've already made and justify future bad decisions. It's not actually there to challenge the individual. It's not there to improve their life. It's there to validate their pre-existing notions and make them feel like they're doing the right thing. And so it shouldn't justify, yeah, exactly. And so, like, this is why, for example, you have all these people, like, whenever I say that, you should stop, spending all your time on the internet playing video games all the time, people get mad about this, and they say, like, oh, well, if your job is bad, you should work towards getting a better job. People get mad about this. Why do they get mad about this? It's very simple, because people don't want to hear that what they're doing is wrong. So the type of, like, self-help that happens on the internet is generally actually toxic, because all it does in the popular stuff is that it just tells people that the bad thing that you're doing is actually okay and it's not your fault. It's like the reason why you spend 12 hours a day jerking off to furry porn for animals that don't exist isn't because there's something wrong with you and you need to get a job. No, it's because of capitalism and Donald Trump. Like, the reason why you can't get a girlfriend isn't because you have 35 different figurines of lollies that, like, you don't want to shine a black light on them on. That's not the reason why you can't get a girlfriend. It's because of hoflation, and women nowadays only want to fuck chads, and the internet is out to get me. Like, and this is the thing, right? So it's like, why is it you just always get to hear the thing that reaffirms what you're already doing? It's hoflation. Yeah, that's right, guys. And so this is what happens, right? And so, like, whenever you have somebody like Dr. K who's actually trying to help people, and isn't afraid of, you know, like, oh, somebody might take this the wrong way or whatever, treats people like adults, you see the programming with people that have so many different levels of learned helplessness that are just like hard-coded into them. They're just malfunctioning because they're not hearing the thing that makes them feel good. You're right, fucking NPCs, that's right. Drives me fucking crazy. What he said is dangerous? Yeah, and what other people say is dangerous. Anything can be dangerous to anyone. What's your point? Yeah, forks are more dangerous. Again, he's speaking out of empathy? Yeah, actual empathy. And that's what I was saying before about how so many people don't even have the context to even understand what real empathy is. And whenever they see it demonstrated in video form, they're just like, They actually can't think of themselves as another person. They can't see another person's perspective at all. Yeah, bro, like imagine, bro, people are getting mad at Dr. K. It's amazing. Fucking amazing.